Om. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu, ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant and may we not travel at each other. Om, peace, peace, resolve. Sai Ram. So, dear brothers and sisters, welcome to the online session of the SSSIO Center of Arcadia. So first I want to wish all of you, this is a very special week. It's called Holy Week. This Holy Week starts last week with Palm Sunday, and this coming Sunday is the Easter Sunday. And today is a special day. Today is called Holy Thursday. This is the day of the Last Supper. I'm going to talk about this beautiful event, share some thoughts with you about the Easter and the Holy Week after we finish our regular study circle. So we are going to continue our Unity's Divinity study guide. So we are going to start on page 20. People who have the hard copy or your online copy, please go there. And always, as I said, in a study circle and the study of the scriptures, we emphasized before, three things are very important, not only listening. So otherwise it goes, as Swami said, one ear to the other. So not only Shravanam, that is what we have been doing when we do that, but Mananam is very important, contemplation, diving deep. How does it apply to me? So the whole week, from this Thursday to next Thursday, we should contemplate, go back to the book. How does it relate to me? Because this is not a scholarly study or intellectual gymnastic. It is more practical application of the teachings, how to make our life happy and blissful. That is what every one of us, whether we believe in God or not, one thing is common, we all want to be peaceful and happy. So this is a wonderful thing we all have to remember. This is the unity is, we are all one global family. Vasudhaika Kutumbam. Whole, the scriptures, Vedas said long time ago, the whole universe is one family. Now we are realizing that God is showing the way. What happens in a corner in Wuhan, in China, this affects the countries in Europe, in Russia, in America, Canada, the whole global shutdown. Just, and this particular particle, not even you can see with a naked eye, forget even microscope, only you can. So, but how much havoc is making people come onto their knees, whether you are a prime minister or a king, whether you are a billionaire or a ordinary man, whether you are intellectual or you are an ordinary guy, whether you are a scholar or not, everybody, it is an equalizer. It shows, it makes us humble. Hey, just remember, life is transitory. You never know when you leave. So just wake up. This is very beautiful. Now, so many people are realizing that actually it is bringing out the good side of human beings. So many people are now connected. What happens? Everybody is a global prayer. And hopefully all of you started this global sadhana program, which we started on April 1st, which will go on for 30 days. So actually, I requested Anupam to read today's quote, April 9th, which is very important, how we should be joyful, smiling, and enthusiastic. That will take us to God much more. than all our other practices. Swami beautifully says, if you are worried, if you are depressed, you are doubting, however much spiritual practices you do, you won't reach the goal. So let us first get rid of this anxiety, fear, and worry. And that you can do when you are connected to God. That's why Swami says, health is essential for happiness. So if you are not healthy, you are not happy. And happiness is essential for health. Because if you are not happy, immune system will go down. So both are connected. If you are healthy, you will be happy. But if you are not happy, you won't be healthy. So happiness, so both are like God is love, love is God. Same thing. If you're healthy, you will be happy. If you're happy, you will be healthy. So, but what is the secret of happiness? Happiness is union with God. How when we are connected to God as our guide, master, and protector, and when we have that absolute faith that here everything happens by His will, He will take care, we will hold on to Him, then we will all be happy. Then that will lead to good health. So not only we should be happy and peaceful and joyful, we need to radiate that to people around. That is why I said we are all one global family, Vasudhaika Kutumbam. That is why Swami says, as spiritual seekers, this formula is important. Atmano mokshartam jagat hitaya. Whatever we do, we are the sadhana we are doing. Again, I want to repeat, we sent it, five-fold sadhana. Number one, doing Sai Gayatri for 15 minutes every day and repeat 108 Sai Rams every day and do the meditation. We preferred either Soham meditation and light meditation. We give you the audio links which you can do. And also these 30 quotes, which are treasures, which are gems, which each one we need to dive deep. Actually, we'll have that one of the gems of for today, for April 9th, be read by Anupam, and then you can go and contemplate on that. And finally, important, we all learned the lesson how to revere nature. We need to cut down our desires and we need to practice human values. I am seeing that a lot now. I heard how the nature, the air is pure, and they say that most of the pollution is down, and people, how they are more getting connected by love. There is fear and anxiety, no doubt. At the same time, this heart-to-heart connection is increasing. And even in Sai organization, we are seeing a lot of webline links where we have satsang, where we share Swami's stories and glories. So let us remember this, we need to have that unity. We are all united. Swami said beautiful example, like I told you again, we repeat this in spirituality. Veshti, we are individuals. Then we are connected to Samishti, that is the society. And society is connected to Srishti, creation. And creation is connected to Parameshti, which is God. So this beautiful example is like your body. Like you have a thorn in your foot. What happens? Oh, let somebody in your rest of the body, let the thorn be their foot. I don't care. Right away, you pain, your eyes shed the tears. Right away, your hand goes there to put out take out the thorn. So in the same, because it knows it is a part of the same body. Even though thorn is in the foot, hand cooperates, your eyes shed tears. Similarly, whatever happens in the whole universe, we are all connected through God, because ultimately we are part of the whole thing, including these negative things like virus. So we should feel we are connected, and we should send these positive vibrations of love so that these negative tendencies to go away. Now I want to summarize, to continue. Last week we talked three major things. Swami beautifully said, man, because we have so many scientific achievements, you can go to the moon, you can go explore the galaxies and new theories, but it is a humbling for even the great scientists, even great physicians. Now they are laid down, some of them, in the critical care unit. So Swami is telling, man, because of his arrogance, that is control of the universe, he thinks because of science, he is the Lord of the universe. He is teaching us, no, we are not. That great power is controlling that. So that is the teaching. That is why Swami beautifully said, science without humanity, education without character, commerce without morality, politics without principles, law without justice are not only useless, positively dangerous. So now it's beautiful to see scientists all over the world. whether it is in Europe or Asia or in Americas, Northern America, South. They are all exploring how to prevent this illness by spending their time and energy to develop vaccine, how to develop the drugs which could help. So they are using it for the good of humans. That is important. That is why science and spirituality should go together. That is why beautifully said, where science ends, spirituality begins. That is why we need to have that integration. That is one message we read last week. Second thing is, Swami said, the commonality of all religions. Every religion, you say, whether it is Islam, Judaism, or Christianity, Hinduism, they all teach one thing: love. Love the Creator. Love the Lord with all your heart. And then second thing is, love the society, love the neighbor, love the Creator. Creation. Creator and creation. Universal. Whatever religion you go, they teach that. So the love is the fundamental basic principle that we need to remember. Second thing, they all talk about, get rid of the negative qualities. Like we have the selfish desires, and then anger, greed, pride, attachment, jealousy. These are the universally greatest enemies we have, and all the great religions see the same thing. Get rid of the negative qualities. Third thing, all of them teach one common thing is service. That is why Jesus said, just when you serve the least of your brethren, you serve me. And our Swami and the scripture says, Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. Serving the humans, you are serving the Lord. Yes, also beautifully Swami said, Grama Seva is Rama Seva. When you are serving the villages, you are serving the Rama. So all the, even the Islam and Muslims, also they emphasize the importance of service. That is another common thread. So we should remember these commonalities, getting rid of our ego, negative qualities, spreading the positive of the love and friendship, camaraderie. That is what Swami said, this is the time. But Jesus, Swami repeatedly said in his discourses, remember fatherhood of God and brotherhood of man. These are the 3-4 points we touched last time about how we should use science for the good of humanity and how to get rid of the negativity, how to develop the positive. So now we'll continue on. We are on page 20, and we'll start with the subtopic, world conflicts based on religions.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. So we are starting on page 20, World Conflicts Based on Religions. The chapter is the Unity of Faiths. And brothers and sisters, after we read, if you have any questions for Dr. Reddy, please put it in the Q&A on your Zoom screen, and we'll try to address them. Religions attempt to implant holy ideals in the heart of man, but man does not allow them to sprout and grow. His egoistic craving for power and competitive success has, in most cases, persuaded him to use religion as an instrument of torture and persecution. Instead of uniting mankind in a common endeavor, it has become a system of walled enclosures, guarded by hate and fanaticism. So each religion is an armed camp sunk in self-aggrandizement, trying to wean others into itself and preventing defections from itself. Religion, therefore, is being condemned as the root of chaos and conflict. In spite of great progress in many other areas of life, religious animosity is aflame even today in many parts of the world. It has to be emphasized that religion is not the root cause of this state of affairs. The factional fights and fanatic hatred are due to the unruly ego that is given free play. Religion strives to destroy just this vicious tendency. So it has to be supported, not condemned. What has to be condemned is the narrow, perverted attitude of hating those who do not agree with you or who hold different opinions of the mysterious force that animates the universe. Religious wars and conflicts breed in the slime of ignorance and avarice. When people are blind to the truth that the human family is one indivisible unity, they grope in the dark and are afraid of strange touch. The cultivation of love alone can convince man of this truth, that there is only one caste, the caste of humanity, and only one religion, the religion of love. Since no religion upholds violence or despises love, it is wrong to ascribe the chaos to religion. Next. All beings are images of the universal Atma, in the name and forms they have apparently assumed. This is the truth, enclosed, elaborated, and demonstrated in the spiritual texts of India, which form the basis of Bharatiya Indian culture. The essence of all religions and faiths, then, is this: the merging in this unity. The goal of all spiritual endeavor is this: the merging in this unity. The object of all inquiry is this: to recognize this unity. But this patent fact is ignored, and persons create strife, anxiety, and unrest for themselves and perpetrate horrors to hold forth and the support the disunity so dear to their fractioned minds. Next. Believe it or not, in the next 25 to 30 years, the entire human race will become one. People of all religions like Hindu, Muslim, Christians, etc. will be united. There will be complete unity in the world. It is from Bharat, India, that the spirit of devotion for God will spread to all other parts of the world. Treasure this truth in your heart. SSSIO speaks 31st May 2008. Shall we stop here?
Yeah, please.
So, in this section, Swami beautifully outlines the problems we are facing in the world. He goes to the root cause. In fact, the last paragraph that we just read, if you do the numbers, you will find that the coming of this unification of the world is not too far away. And perhaps the COVID virus is actually leading us into that, realizing, as Dr. Reddy so beautifully said, that we are one and we need to help each other, we need to pray for each other, and we need to stand up for each other, exchange equipment, etc. So the basis of world conflict, Swami says, and he has said this repeatedly in many discourses, is man's ego. It's our selfishness and our desire for power, importance, and glory. By neglecting the fact that we are one, that there is the same thread of love that goes to the entire world, not only human beings, but animals, plants, everything in the world, we are forgetting our own identity. Swami says also in another discourse that there are 5 things in the world. Every being, every person, everything has, says Nama, Rupa, and Sat, Chit, Ananda. That is name, form, truth, consciousness, and bliss. But we forget the last 3 and we focus on the name and form. And then we use religion as a weapon. We use religion as a weapon for our own selfish purposes, neglecting the fact that it is love that binds us all together. In fact, Adi Shankara, I remember, said beautifully, Atmanam avibhaktam vibhakteshu, try as you might, you cannot divide the Atma, it's one. But we unfortunately have forgotten this truth, and Swami is reminding us that all these conflicts that are based on religions are due to our own ignorance. And when we learn the truth of love, the religion of love, all this will vanish.
Yeah, that was a good summary, Anupam. So I think this is very reassuring. People are worried. So some people send me a question. Even the other day, when the young adults I met at Sri Lanka, I had a satsang with the devotees. Oh, now the Kali age is ending, the pralaya is happening, the whole world will dissolve. So see that, remember these words. If you have faith, the Swami is God, his words are scriptures. In 2008, he said, in 30 years, the good days are coming. We're all one family. So they will recognize that. So golden age is not far off. So let us have that faith and hope instead of having despair, oh, what will happen, worry. We should have, Lord said, good days are coming, golden age is coming. So we should remember these 2 shall pass. These are all passing clouds. That is what we should Remember, so we should have that hope and radiate that hope to others. Hey, no destruction of the universe. This is a lesson so that we can all come together. So we are all united, realize that we need to respect nature, not to pollute the air, water, food, whatever it is, and practice the sealing and desired human values so that we all become one. Now, even I recently had a call from India and they were telling nobody is worried, okay, I'm going to be alive tomorrow or not. That is on the top of mind. That makes it a humbling experience. So you don't think about your property, your position, power. You come down to the real down and think more about love. And as you summarize, two beautiful points Swami said. One is the reason the problem in all the religions is the ego. So thinking my way, because we attended the Parliament of World Religions in 2018 November in Toronto, 2018. So this is follow-up of the Parliament of Religions, which Swami Vivekananda attended in Chicago, where we made a history, landmark speech, addressed brothers and sisters of America. They always heard gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, and they were touched. That means we are brothers and sisters. That means only one father. One brothers and sisters means we have only one father. So we embraced that, and there was standing ovation and applause. So that follow-up of that, we had this Parliament of World Religions in November, and there people of all faiths are represented. There were more than few thousand faiths. I was amazed to realize. I thought basic 4 or 5 religions we know, but there are so many faiths, thousands. I'm not talking about hundreds. And they all were very genuine spiritual seekers. But one thing I found, my way, like we had a panel discussion. I was sitting along with a Hindu priest and a Buddhist monk and an Islam priest and also a Christian father. They all tell we all have one interfaith, but all think Jesus is the only way, Muhammad is the only prophet. But we need to see that there is only one God. You are calling different names. That is what repeatedly Swami is telling. You call Allah, you call Buddha. Still, it doesn't sink into us. That is what Sri Ramakrishna showed by example. He lived. Whatever you practice, you still realize the same truth. And Shidi Baba used to say Allah Malik and say Ram Ram Ram. He used to say both because there is both address the unity of Muslims and Hindus. And our Swami beautifully all religious faiths, whether it is Eid, or whether it is Christmas, or Easter, or whether it is Buddha Purnima, and any festivals, any religions, they're all celebrated in Prashanti Nilayam and all over the world to show there is only one unity. But one saying beautifully said, one philosopher, there is so many Upanishads, all of them, they summarized into one thing. What is that? Bhagavad Gita, given by Lord Krishna. Because people cannot read 108 Upanishads. You took the summary, cream of all Upanishads and put into Gita. What did our Swami do? Our Swami took all religions, whether it is Zoroastrianism or Sikhism or Islam, Buddhism, everything, he summarized into only one thing: 5 human values. If you practice those 5 human values, whether you believe in God or not, anything, you are really truly a spiritual person, truly a religious person. That is what this Sathya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, Ahimsa. That is what we should emphasize, the practice of 5 human values. As Swami says, that is why the education, human values, because the human values develops our head, heart, and hands. The head to use discrimination. Am I doing it for my selfish cause or for the highest good of all people? Fundamental discrimination. My heart filled with love, but not only for me, my family, my friends, my community, nation, and the whole universe. And not only that, to all animals, plants, birds, every created being. And then hands used for serving the society. This is the practice of head, heart, and hands, 3H, which is education, human values, which is those 5 values. Then I think we all will be one family. Then we don't need to struggle, hey, we are one family or not. So one time we had a celebration in the Hillview Stadium. One of the senior devotees said, "Brothers and sisters of Sai family." Swami said, "Stop it. Don't say Sai family as if you are a separate family from others. Brothers and sisters, we're all one family. Whether you believe in Sai, whether you believe in Allah, whether you believe in Christ, whether Vishnu or Rama or Krishna, we should think we are one family, not a Sai family. That is more narrow-minded. You see how Swami is Catholic and embraces people of all faiths. So that is the wonderful thing. So I think probably we should conclude here and continue next week. And before we go to the next session, I would like to share a few thoughts on this Holy Week and Easter, because it's very special, celebrated by millions of people all over the world, because even Swami gave so much importance for Jesus Christ, because he is the one who showed the life full of love and sacrifice. When those temples, Jerusalem, because who was Jesus? He was a Jewish carpenter. He was born in the Jewish family. But he saw those people, they were attending synagogues, reading the Torah and the things, but they were caught up in these rituals. So he went to this Jerusalem, the temple, he saw these places of worship are becoming places of business. So he got mad and destroyed. So then he showed people, really, if you want to practice spirituality, don't go by the letter of the scriptures. Practice in life. That is why he showed the life based on love and sacrifice. So this is, today I said special day because it's Holy Thursday. What happened that day? This is the day of Last Supper. This is the day he had all his disciples sitting around him. He fed them, gave them bread and wine. And Swami beautifully said, people say it is not bread, to show that bread represents the body. Wine represents the blood. That means we all have common one body and one blood. That is the message he said. And then after the Last Supper is over, so then what happens? He tells each disciple to sit and he washes their feet. And some of them said they felt really humbled to see their master washing their feet. Then Jesus said, the message is, I want you to love each other the way I loved you, and I want you to serve the world. What happens is a lot of times we love God, but we forget our own brothers and sisters. So the same love with which you love God, we should serve each other. That is the message Lord Jesus did by washing the feet of his own disciples. Today that is why it is very special Holy Thursday, which precedes Good Friday, which will be tomorrow. And whenever you talk about the great master, you should think about his message. So his message, the greatest and first commandment, what was that? Love thy God, the Lord, with all thy heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second commandment along with that is love thy neighbor as thyself. He didn't say just love thy neighbor. Anybody love thyself? You think you should be equal. You feel that he and you are one. That's why Lord Krishna says in Gita, who is the best yogi? Atma upanmanyena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadiva dukkham sayogi paramo mataha. He is the highest yogi who thinks others' pain and others' joy as one's own. Right now, a lot of us feeling the pain and suffering for all over the people and how people's heart is going. So many healthcare professionals are working night and day. And some of them, I thought they will be complaining, I'm tired. Some people say they feel so happy serving, they don't want to even go home. Some people have that kind of dedication and love. So because they feel the pain, that is called empathy, not sympathy. You should feel oneness. So Swami says you should have empathy, not sympathy. You should feel that oneness with the people. That is what love thy neighbor as thyself. That means, that is why even the famous thing in Mahabharata says, whatever you do to others, it all you should not do to yourself. It's bad or good. And that's the golden rule in Christianity, that do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So don't have double standards. So that is the another message of this Holy Thursday. And then tomorrow is what? Good Friday. What is good? I was a long time thinking, what is good about the poor Jesus who sacrificed his life? He was crucified because he taught a great lesson. He was on the cross. What did he say? He, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. So the forgiveness, because all of the time, the greatest quality of a great master, great saint is this forgiveness. When being crucified, you can imagine the pain he went through at the time. Instead of cursing, he said, Father, forgive them. Why? They know not what they do. They are ignorant people. So forgive them. Because forgiveness is very important quality for love. Because Swami said to develop love. Actually, his disciple Peter asked, Lord, how many times should I forget? He said, go on forgive 7 times 70, not one time. It means should go on forgiving people, because forgiveness helps us more than the forgiven. Because when you have vengeance, hatred, it harms us. When you forgive, let it go, then we feel happy. That is the another message of Easter. And finally, on Easter Sunday, he has risen. That is what Swami, that means we all, so because Friday he left the body and come. So all of us, nobody is dead. He wanted to show the body goes, but we are, that eternal consciousness always remains. We should have that conviction. That is why another thing is, first when they went to the tomb, because they put the stone and they removed, so that his body was missing. And first vision, whom did he give? Not to his apostles, he gave it to Mary Magdalene, the ladies, because they have such a simplicity, simple, pure heart and faith. So if we have, and God appears. Whereas his own disciple, Thomas, so even he appeared, what did he say? Oh, I can't believe unless I touch you. So he has to put his finger there. That is why the famous word, whenever we have doubt, we say doubting Thomas. So we should not have doubt. So as a spiritual seeker, absolute faith. We have the Lord with us. He is with us, above us, below us, behind us, and he is protecting us. So that is the message of Easter, the sacrifice, loving each other, serving each other, because Jesus said, when you serve the least of your brethren, you are serving me. So this is the few words I wanted to share on the occasion of the Easter. And another 2 more words I want to say about the message of Lord Jesus, where all of you, I would suggest, advise you to read Sermon on the Mount. This is where he goes, this is where he multiplies the bread, fish to give thousands of people. Only he had limited amount. That is his power of love. So here, 3 important things. It is worthwhile contemplating. First, he says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So if you want to see God, you need to be pure. Very simple. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. That means we need to get rid of our impurities. That is why our next study guide is purity is enlightenment. So that is next guide. So blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Second thing is, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Whenever there is conflict and problem, add fuel to the fire. So instead of that, you should bring peace, whether it's in the family or in the organization, society. If you do that, then you are the real children of God. So blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. And third important is, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Meek means, last week somebody asked, humble. So you need to be humble to, if you want to really be inherit the kingdom of God. So Swami says humility is, the other day somebody asked, sine qua non of spirituality. We need to be humble ourselves in the eyes of God. So this is the few words I want to share with you about the Easter. Do you have any questions? Last week also somebody said some question. I didn't finish. Anyway, just go ahead with the question, please, Anupam. So then we'll have thought for the day, which will be the quote of today for Aradhana Utsavam, April 9th quote we'll have. Anupam will read that.
So we have one question, Dr. Reddy, from 30 quotes of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Today's quote says to be joyful, smiling, and enthusiastic no matter what happens. How can we be happy and joyful in this current situation?
That is the whole secret of spirituality. The external situation should not deviate us. So we think this is all. So that is why that is the formula. Whatever happens, happens by the will of God. This is what Swami said, and this is for our good. So there is so many lessons being learned in this process for our own good. As I said, nature is getting better, people are getting more loving, try to serve each other. So we should have that conviction. Whatever is happening, happening by the will of God. So when you have that conviction, and everything you take as His prasad, everything is a sign of His grace. There is a beautiful bhajan, a lot of you know that the Lord is sweetness itself. Everything is a sign of His grace. So if you really convince, because He is sweet, God is all love, is all. So whatever He does out of love. So everything is sign of grace. That is the whole spirituality is about. Whether it is pain or pleasure, success or failure, you need to be convinced. That is the difference between your ordinary approach versus the approach of a spiritual seeker. You need to be happy. I told you one time, I asked Swami, you are take care of me, you take care of my family, or guide me. What can I do? Swami asked me, can you do one thing? I thought he will give me a big project, service project. He said, be happy, be happy, be happy. That is, we need to be blissful and happy. There are people, great saints and sages who went through so many. If you read their story, you will read how to lead a happy life in spite of the external circumstances. They should not influence our happiness. Happiness is an internal state. If you are united with God, you will be happy. It doesn't matter. Even in this situation, you can be happy. That is constant practice. Any other question?
So we have one other question. Says, Dear Dr. Reddy, my experience in interfaith group similar to your experience at Parliament of World Religions. How do you recommend we Sai devotees overcome the biases when we speak of Swami? Do we just live his teachings and leave the rest to him?
Yes, that is a very good question. I participated in many interfaith events all over the world. As I said, one in Toronto, actually twice in Toronto, one time in Kenya and in Malaysia and even in Los Angeles and different parts of the world. So I can see people who come from Sai background, we are more Catholic. We embrace everything. No doubt Sai is our guide, our master, our God, our mentor. But we embrace. That is why Swami beautifully said, you love your mother because your mother, whatever, however she is beautiful or not beautiful, but you respect all other mothers. Similarly, we love our Sai faith, we love our Swami, but still you respect all other faiths. But one thing ultimate that is in the beginning stages, then you remember everything is Sai, everything is same God, whether it use some people who worship in Makkah or Jerusalem or anywhere, then you need to. And finally you realize not only all divine forms, all forms, even human, animal, every plant, everything is the same divine. That is the ultimate stage Swami wants us to have, live. But we should not worry. We can't change other people. We should be an example. Swami said, how do you spread my message? The greatest way to spread my message is the exemplar of my teachings. He said, live my teachings, and that is the way you spread. They will see how these people have so much, not just people used to say tolerance of other religions, but Swami says not tolerating. That means that guy is troublesome, let me tolerate, keep quiet. No, you need to embrace them, harmony of religions. This is embracing them, not just being tolerating means you're accepting, but you really don't love for them. Yeah, this guy is doing is okay. But here you are embracing them. You said, yes, you are also my brother. You have a different approach because of your own fanaticism or ignorance. You don't condemn them or hate them. That is the love Swami has shown us to practice in our life. So by practicing that, we'll reach the goal.